Sun is shining, the weather is sweet. Make you want to move your dancing feet. To the rescue, here I am. Want you to know ya. Can you understand? When the morning gather the rainbow, want you to know I'm a rainbow too. To the rescue, here I am. Want you to know ya. Can you understand? Welcome to Nerds Gone Rogue, episode number 155. My name is Matthew Keel, and I'm here with a couple friends of mine. Double legend Corey Dierig, how are you, sir?
We're friends?
I guess.
Sweet. Never had a friend before.
We've been doing this for like 3+ years now. If we're not friends, I don't know what this is. I don't know what we're doing here.
Are you the Woody to my Buzz?
You know, that's very personal, and I don't think you should bring that up live on the internet.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of personal, Moose, how are you, sir?
Doing well. Doing well today for a Monday.
Awesome. Happy to hear it. So we are Nerds Gone Rogue. You can check out everything we do at nerdsgonerogue.com. If you're watching us on YouTube, you are at youtube.com/nerdsgonerogue. If you're watching us on Twitch, you are at twitch.tv/nerdsgonerogue. You can interact with us by sending us email at nerdsgonerogue@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at nerdsgonerogue, or if you want to do the Insta thing, that's cool too, at nerdsgonerogue_official. You can find Corey at CoreyInHD713 on Twitter, at CoreyInHD everywhere else except for PlayStation, where he is Rogue Spartan 4. You can find Moose at Sven, SVHENN, everywhere. You can find me at @infinite_rewind everywhere that I want to be. And if you want to subscribe to us, nerdsgonerogue.com/live and nerdsgonerogue.com/subscribe. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And I know last week we talked about a giveaway.
We did. And
So
then I forgot to say
talk
what we're
about
giving
that.
away.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. But
I did.
Figured it's better to do it at the beginning of the show. So what are we giving away, Corey?
Also true. We are giving away a digital copy of Astral Chain for Nintendo Switch.
Sweet.
Holy
Yeah.
cow, that's awesome. I'm excited about that game. That game looks good.
That game does look good.
It looks good. And I'm so sad that it didn't win my poll on Twitter, but I will hold to my statement that the people will choose, and I will get Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Not that that's a loss. It's just, anyways. Continue.
I mean, I'll get that too because that's one of those games I've not played. So, Corey, tell us, Astral Chains, when are we giving it away?
We are giving it away the Monday before the show, which I believe is August 26th, the week before it comes out, or the Monday before it comes out, rather. It comes out August 30th, so whatever that Monday is, I think it's the 26th. So we're giving it away on the 26th during our live show. If you don't catch us live, check out the archive video or the following Monday to see who won. You can enter in our contest by emailing us a subscription to Twitch or YouTube or your podcast service of choice. And if you send in a review and a rating on your podcast service of choice, that grants you a second entry. So, yeah. Hope I.
So you can enter not only once but twice.
Yes. What Matt said.
Yes.
Sorry, I was trying to talk and look up the date at the same time, and that apparently was way too hard for me to do. So,
well, they've proven that statistically the human mind cannot multitask, so it's totally fine.
So okay, so let me just run that down real quick again.
Sure.
On Monday's live show, Monday, August 26th, we will be giving away Astral Chain live on twitch.tv/nerdsgonerogue or youtube.com/nerdsgonerogue. Entry details, you email us a subscription to Twitch or YouTube or your podcast service of choice and a review. That would grant you a second entry. So, yeah. Here we go.
Cool.
Hope that's clear. If not, I apologize.
No problem.
It's been a day. I'm kind of tired. I'm not gonna lie.
If you didn't glean it from what Corey said, we are live here on Twitch and YouTube every Monday night. We usually start between 8:30 and 9, so we are within the window this week. I love it when a plan comes together. The shows go up on pod services and on YouTube, as well as Spotify and iHeartRadio the following Monday. So, what do we talk about? We just get here. We talk about games. Sometimes we give games away. Sometimes we have guests. So, we are an amorphous, malleable substance that could just adapt to whatever may happen. But we start with game time. What you guys playing?
What am I playing? I'm playing some of that. Still playing some Mario Maker. Still trying to get my level perfected because I want it to be an actual cohesive level. With some trolley elements instead of a big trolley level with not really any kind of flow whatsoever. I just want to smash people with those thwomps. It's a good time.
So also, I'm going to interrupt you to congratulate you. You were the first person to beat my first level.
That was.
You still have the record. There are 760 people that have tried it, and you are the only one to beat it. Congratulations, sir.
Thanks.
He knows what makes you tick.
It took him a long time.
I played Mario Maker for whatever my Switch says, 15 hours or more. And I bet at least 7 or 8 of those hours were Matt's level, like 2 or 3 hours a night, just chugging away at that thing. Oh man, it was tough, man. Like, dude, as soon as I was like figuring out the ending part there, I don't want to spoil anything, but
right.
And then you had this like other obstacle I did not foresee coming. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I was like, oh, what the fuck is this?
I love it.
So I suggest you go play it. It's a very challenging level, but also it's not like it doesn't do you dirty anywhere. It's just like, you have a really clean concept and you have to be perfect at the concept to get through the level. Except for that last part was like, oh my gosh. So,
yeah, that last part, like that was the one part where I was like, okay, should I fuck with them? Yeah, I should fuck with them.
yeah. So that was a fun week.
Like you and one other person are the only people that have commented on any of my levels, and both of you commented on that one. You said you really enjoyed it, which I'm glad you did. The other person that commented, I don't know who it was, they said you need a checkpoint where the boss is. I go, no, because if I add the checkpoint, I can't add the clear condition of beating the boss. Because if I take out that clear condition, it makes that level so much easier.
I don't really like levels with checkpoints either. I mean, like, if you're doing, like, a new... Like, I don't know. For some reason, like, you and I have been building levels in Mario World art style. And, like, those old Mario games, I don't like when there's checkpoints because I almost feel like it's cheating the idea of what you're trying to do in that art scheme. Like, if you want to make a new Super Mario Brothers level or a Mario 3D World level with a checkpoint... Mm-hmm. I don't feel like that breaks the rules of those games, and I get it. It's like this weird, like, head thing, right? But at the same time, it's like if you're doing like a classic Mario skin, and you put a checkpoint in there, that's just like defeating the idea of what those original games were. So like I kind of like to stay true to that, and I'm glad you didn't put a checkpoint in there because it makes the level more challenging, especially with the clear condition. So
yeah. Well, and I mean, I think that's the one thing that's if there's, we could talk about beefs with Mario Maker 2. I think that's the one beef I have is if you have a checkpoint, you can't have a clear condition.
Yeah.
I mean, I see why and why not, but I still think like you can have you can have a checkpoint and a clear condition. I feel like logically that could make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game is good. Continue what you were saying, Corey.
Oh, I was just saying, like, I've been playing some classic Mario to try to figure out what I could do in my level. Like, I'm trying to get ideas. So I've plugged in my NES and SNES Classic for the first time in like a year.
Nice.
By the way, shout out to my cousin who added a bunch of games to them for me. So that was cool. I now have like 50 games on my NES and probably about 60 on my SNES, which is cool.
Awesome.
I know that's like illegal or whatever, but you know what? I don't care. It's cool. So I've been checking out some of those games. Really, honestly, to be quite honest with you, I was like, can you add Ninja Turtles to my NES and my SNES? And he's like, well, I have like almost 200 games downloaded if you want me to add them. I'm like, okay, sure. But Ninja Turtles.
I have to get those other 200 games to get these Ninja Turtle games.
Yeah. So I played through Turtles in Time like 3 times.
Nice.
Nice.
So
Nice.
best Ninja Turtles game, by the way.
Yes.
Turtles in Time. But other than that, I've been playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Okay.
Which is the newest game in the series. It's weird. It's weird to say that this game is back, but it's okay. It's okay. That's about the best I can say about it. I mean, it's fun. I would say, like, unless you're like a diehard Marvel fan and you have a Switch, like, I would wait on it on a sale or whatever. But I mean, if you want to see all these characters fight together and whatever, like, totally get it. It's a good time. But kind of, I had an extra voucher, and I was like, people are talking up this Ultimate Alliance 3 game. Maybe I'll check it out. Kind of wish I would have saved that voucher for Astral Chain, because I'm enjoying what I've been playing, but like, thinking about it, I'm like, once like Fire Emblem comes out on Friday, Mutant Year Zero comes out on Switch on Tuesday, like, and those are 2 games that I've been waiting for on Switch for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where, like, I think if I don't get my week's worth of Marvel Ultimate Alliance, it's just gonna be like sit on my dashboard forever. It's gonna be one of those games. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's fun, but it's not like the greatest game ever made. And so also the first like hour or so of the game where you just play as the Guardians is atrocious. Like, I just don't think any of the Guardians play well except for Gamora. It's just like it's not good. So but I'm finding cool ways to make cool teams. Like, I always like to have 2 ranged characters and 2 kind of up close characters, and I've been experimenting with a lot of characters to the point where there's like, oh, there's characters that I never would have thought I would have used, and I'm choosing them over characters that I actually like in the Marvel universe. Like, I've been using Scarlet Witch a lot, which I never thought I would. I thought I had my team picked out, and turns out I do not. So, turns out Captain America is not great. Whatever. So, yeah, I've been playing that. It's been a good time. But also, I wasn't expecting a lot, and it's exactly what I expected. So, if that says anything. So, I've also been playing a little bit of Box Boy and Box Girl on Switch.
Nice.
So like that?
I do. It's a good $10 puzzle game on Switch. It's you basically just use these little square blocks to solve puzzles, and you have to kind of like conserve the blocks to beat the level fast, or you could risk some of your blocks to go collect these crowns, which are the collectibles in the game. And so anybody who played them on 3DS knows what to expect. It's more the same, except there's 270 puzzles in this one instead of 40 or 50. So
yeah,
definitely worth the $10 there. So that's kind of all I've been playing. I've been playing a little bit of Destiny too, but that's I
Neither
can't.
here nor there, right?
Yeah, I can't. I don't really know what else to say about Destiny. So
Don't bring that pity party here, Corey.
you know what? I'm enjoying Destiny. You want me to talk about Destiny? All right.
I'm kidding. Talk about Destiny. Talk about what you want, man.
I finally got my Helm of Saint 14, which I think I talked about last week.
Yeah, that was the one that looks like Master Chief's helmet.
No, it looks like a Spartan helmet. It was my Spartan. It was my helmet for all of Destiny 1, and I kind of just feel like my helmet is my helmet again.
Is Spartan a Halo thing, or am I crazy?
No, like the
Spartans,
like
from,
a historical Spartan,
or like a Sparta helmet. Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Like with the fin.
I was thinking of Spartan assault when you said that. So I'm glad you explained this to me.
Like
now.
Like a Halo helmet. I mean, all the helmets look like Halo helmets at this point. But
okay, all right.
But this one's cool, and it has that extra like mount on the front of it because it's an exotic helmet that one of the characters in the lore wore, who was known for headbutting people. So,
right.
So it has like this extra barrier on the head. So I did that, and I have just kind of been grinding my light level higher, doing some dailies and weeklies and stuff. It's I haven't really gotten to the point where I'm actually trying to do more than that, which is fine because I don't really have anybody to play with in the time I'm allowed to play. So, you know, and also I've been playing other games too. And not that like I don't want to play Destiny, but I wanted to play Marvel because I know a lot of people that listen to the show are interested in it. And also Mario Maker is taking up a lot of my time. And but, you know, next week it's just going to be all about Fire Emblem. So I'm really just waiting for Fire Emblem. Dude, this game was announced 2.5 years ago, and it's just coming out. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like, you know, when you know, like for you guys, you know Bloodborne 2 is coming. And then when they announce it, it'll be like a year. And then like the days leading up to it, it's all you guys want to play. And like, that's where I'm at. Like,
Well, I'd like to thank you for mentioning Bloodborne because they just announced the vinyl soundtrack, and I'm super into that.
Which is sexy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
It's gonna have to go on my Christmas list.
And like, you know, earlier this week, I dabbled in some older Fire Emblem games on my 3DS. I've been dabbling in Valkyria Chronicles 4, and I've tried to play a little bit of more Wargroove because they patched it, and I'm like, you got to stop playing these games because you're going to not want to play Fire Emblem when it comes out. So
it's a valid point.
It's a valid point if all of those games are so similar that they're basically the same.
Oh, they are. They're very similar.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
So don't wear yourself out.
I turned them on and it would play for like 5 minutes, and I'd have to tell myself to stop because I don't want to burn myself out on this genre because Fire Emblem Three Houses, one playthrough of that game,
they're saying is 80 hours?
At the least is like 80 hours. And there's
That's
three
one house, and there's 3 houses.
Yeah. So
plus
there's a season
Corey's
pass.
Not playing another game for the rest of the year.
I mean, probably not.
Which is great. More power to you, man. If you find a game that is able to take up that much of your time.
Well, the thing is like, I mean, like, Fire Emblem's going to be the game I play for a while, right? Until, you know, like Link's Awakening and Dragon Quest 11 and Destiny comes out in September. So, like, there's a lot coming out in September, but August is real quiet until Astral Chain comes out. So, like, I'm kind of glad.
That'll give you a good chunk of time.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad because like I'm gonna wait on Wolfenstein just because, you know, it's I want to see what people think of it first, and then Mutant Year Zero is a similar style game, so I don't really think I need to buy that right away because I'll be playing Fire Emblem. So
yeah.
You know, I'm trying to balance what I'm playing and what I'm buying. So, yeah, that's kind of it though. That's all I've been playing really.
Shit.
All right, Moose, what have you been playing?
Bunch of Division. Finally got to a point where I'm ready to start trying to put my gear together to be able to raid and
Okay.
have my first full set. I went with the True Patriot set, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. Like, it's got like 3 buffs on it, and basically it's like one takes away damage from the enemy, one blinds them, one does this, and then if you make the American flag on them, it does like some specific. So like you have like the stars, and the white stripes. You've got the red stripes, and then you have the blue for the fill-in. And so it's also nice for tracking your targets, because if you cause them to get those, like you can see them running behind cover and stuff. So it's nice to be able to track your targets behind objects and stuff. Anyways, working on that, and so now, like, I've been watching a couple of videos, and some people are like, you need this, you need that, and so I'm just like wading through that to try and figure out what I really need. And it seems like damage to elites, which makes sense, is what you really need, because there's a guy, I was watching his how-to tutorial, and he was doing like just regular damage, over 250,000 per hit on these elites, and I'm only doing like 30,000. So I'm like, he's almost like 10 times as much as me. So I'm like, I need to get out there and get the proper gear to start being able to do that damage if I'm going to try and go for the raid. Yeah. So, but I've been playing that. Got into Bloodborne for a little bit. Just trying to get my skills character to a point where I could do the DLC. So I was like farming materials, like farming souls to get like fire paper, bolt paper, like blood vials. I'm maxed out on blood vials, so that's good. Good to go there. So I'm going to try and take her to the DLC and see how that works out. But having a good time with that. I was even thinking of starting my restarting my no weapon upgrade stream this past weekend. I just didn't get to it because every time I was like ready to fire it up, I'm like, I just don't want to play any video games. So like, I actually like watched like 2 movies this past weekend, and I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? But anyways, I watched.
The answer is absolutely nothing.
I know. Absolutely nothing's wrong with me. It's just
how dare you?
I watched Collateral on, I think, Friday night, and then watched. Yeah, it was on. It's leaving HBO soon, but I own it, so I was like, so it like doesn't matter. I can watch it whenever I want to. But like, it was leaving HBO, and I'm just like, oh, this movie is just so good, and the quiet moments, and the cinematography, and just like everything is just so good. I mean, I know a lot of people hate Tom Cruise, whatever, but
Tom Cruise, the dude, yes. But when Tom Cruise is like in a good role and actually has to, act, he's all right.
Yeah, he's not bad. So
there's a reason. There's a reason he's gotten to where he is. It's not because it's not because he's just a pretty face. I'll tell you that much.
You guys check out that Top Gun trailer, by the way.
Yeah, the Top Gun 2 trailer looks pretty good. I think that's going to be awesome. It's got Ed Harris in it, so I'm excited for it.
I've never seen Top Gun.
I can't help you.
Crickets.
Anyways.
Matt's face right now.
I can't, like, this guy right here. This guy right here is just freaking insane.
Yeah, so we my wife and I started this. There's a docu-series that CNN, I think, is doing, and it's all about movies and stuff. And we watched movies of the 90s, and it was like all these movies, and I'm like, I've never seen that movie. I've never seen that movie. My wife's like, you know what? Why don't you just tell me when you've seen a movie that pops up, and then we'll go from there.
I like your wife.
It was like Goodfellas and like all these like these movies from the 90s, and it was just like So
Yeah.
I don't know. Matt says his internet's going.
No, I think we're going pretty well.
I think we're all right.
Got, there he goes. So we
Uh-oh.
could just talk about these. Oh, no, he just joined.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
He's just a blank face.
Are we still live?
Yeah, we're still live.
Yeah.
Okay, because you guys started you guys were in robot voice for like 5 minutes, so I'm like trying to like figure out without really messing with the call like if the internet was going.
Oh no, we are still live, sir.
That's why I sent you guys messages. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I hope nobody was addressing me because I probably was looking away.
Honestly, I thought you were looking at me in disgust for like
here we go again.
Well, he was.
Like a comedically long period of time.
He was looking at you in disgust because you have not seen Top Gun. I ain't saying Top Gun's like the greatest movie of all time, but it's a damn good movie. And to have not, oh, Jesus. All right. Before I have a heart attack. Anyways, so I watched those two movies. Captain Marvel was good. I thought it was well acted. Thought it had good action sequences, all that good stuff. It was a good movie. Now I'm gonna try and get out and see Far From Home, Spider-Man, maybe this weekend.
Nice.
I jumped back into The Legend of Zelda, and I gotta give a shout out. Hold on a second. There's a website that I use, zeldadungeon.net.
Yep.
I gotta give a shout out to those boys because their map for the Korok seeds is awesome.
Yeah, I wish
awesome.
I wish it was done when I was looking for Korok seeds.
Holy cow! I was trying to find this one seed for like ever, and it didn't cross my mind. It was actually one of those things where you start at a higher point and then like float down, and you have to go through the circle. And I just didn't think of that, and so I was just looking, trying to get this last seed so I could move on to a new section, and I stumbled upon their site, and I was like, wait a second, like, here's the Korok seed, and you can, like, click on it,
you
and
guys
it'll tell
see and
you
hear me? Because you guys
What?
are frozen on my screen.
Yep,
I can
hear you.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, you're hanging out. You got your head down, like you're looking at your phone. What's up?
Now he's looking at us.
Now he's looking at us. He looks like he's frozen. Yeah, he's like,
oh, what?
mm-hmm. So I've been playing some Breath of the Wild. I do want to try and beat Matt's level,
Good
so
luck.
I can be like one of two people on the planet. And then, well, one of three because he has to beat it to put it up. So that would be one of three. But anyways, so Breath of the Wild. So that's been pretty much what I've been playing. Nothing new. I mean, we got nothing much coming this month. Next month we'll have some new stuff, but I'm not getting any of that.
Yeah.
Like any new games coming next. The game I'll be probably playing the most will be like the next game that I actually purchased, which I already paid for because I got a Nintendo voucher, will be Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. I think I had it on Game Boy, but I never beat it. So it'll be nice having it on Switch and playing it on Switch. I wish America was getting the European special edition.
That Game Boy like steel case looks awesome.
Did you see Limited Run is doing a special edition of Shadows of the Empire?
I did.
The N64.
I did.
Oh my gosh, that looks so good. I'm like, man, I wish I had an N64 to play that on.
Yeah, it looks good. That I mean, Limited Run does a lot of cool stuff though. But yeah, they're doing this. They ended up doing the Super Star Wars carts too, right, for Super Nintendo, or they are doing them.
To be honest, I have no idea what they're doing with that.
I think they're doing some sort of Super Star Wars thing also. But yeah, Matt left the call. Goodbye, Matt. We'll see you.
Bye, Matt. I think Corey and I'll finish it. We'll be all right.
But yeah, man, Link's Awakening is gonna be awesome. I've actually started like transitioning away from physical stuff, just because I mean, like, I've already done it on PlayStation and Xbox. Like, I mean, that's not really that hasn't really been a secret, but like,
yeah,
even on Switch, man, I'm just like, I got Fire Emblem digitally. I've started transitioning over most of the games that I want on to digital, and it's just been so much easier to manage. And
yeah,
I just, it's that Nintendo mentality of collecting that I just need to let go of, and like, I'll get the Zelda games physically, and I'll probably get Fire Emblem physically at some point just to have it, but like, I'm not gonna, I don't know. I don't want clutter. And like, that's why if you're watching the video, my desk area, if you can even see, like, it's kind of a mess because
you're cleaning house.
Yeah.
You're trying to adapt to having a new baby, trying to adapt to like, do I need this? Do I not need this? I'm probably going to go through the same thing. Like, I am honestly probably going to stop going physical on Switch stuff unless it's like a really cool collector's edition.
Yeah.
Like, I might, like, I did that with Mario Maker 2. I bought the vouchers. I got Mario Maker 2, and I'm going to get Link's Awakening. And then, so, like, going from there, like, the next big game, like, I'll probably get Astral Chain's digital. Astral Chain. I'll probably get, what is it? Damon Ex Machina. Probably get that digital, and just kind of skip doing the whole physical thing with them. Especially if they're going to have super sales this holiday season on those 400 gigabyte cards.
Yeah, the 512s were actually on sale last week for like
$45.
Yeah, they were something like that. It was ridiculous. So, Matt's back. He apparently can't hear us.
Oh. No,
Now you're a robot and really slow and choppy.
Okay.
Nope.
I think my internet's going.
No, wait, well, no. Whoa.
He's good
no,
now.
You're good now.
He's good now.
Are you there?
Am I here?
He's here.
All right. Check. I'm here.
Check 1 2.
Bagel farted on the internet, and it's just
let me tell you.
We're talking
his ass lethal.
let me catch you up here, Matt.
Okay, video games. Got it.
We got away from Moose being mad that I've never seen Top Gun and started talking about transitioning away from physical games to digital.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
That's where we're at.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So now you guys are bad. I think I need this. I think you guys might need to go on without me.
We hear you. You're fine.
Yeah, you're fine, bro.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So if anything happens, I love you all.
So we've gone. What have you been playing?
And this has to happen on a weekend where I actually played quite a bit.
Okay.
Nothing like, well, I played one thing new. I uploaded, and I think between last week and this week, I uploaded 2 levels for Mario Maker. One of them is called Way of the Yodo, which is where you basically spend the entire level killing Yoshi.
Nice.
And Bowser shows up to try and save Yoshi, but you have to kill Bowser, so the Yoshi dies. Makes me happy. And then
like Yoshi, or are you just trying to be cruel?
Fuck Yoshi. I like Yoshi.
I don't have any experience with Yoshi.
I like Yoshi, but fuck Yoshi.
Okay.
Still. Like,
he was introduced in what? Super Mario Brothers World? Super Mario World? See, I never really played that one. So,
but and then the other level I uploaded is it's a rails. It's a level where you have all those rails with the blue rail cars that move really fast.
Mm-hmm.
They go all over this up and down map, and you have to find 5 red keys to get the key to the end. I like that idea, so I figured I'd do a level based around it. It's probably my worst level that I've designed, but it's also my easiest because if you mess up, there's there's a way back to the beginning where you can start over. And if you start over, you don't lose any keys that you've already found.
Nice.
And then, so I did a lot of that. This weekend, we had a cookout where basically the only people that ended up showing up were a lot of Reba's family, because her family is local, and one of my coworkers. My coworker Alex, he and I talk about games all the time. So he brought his Switch over, and after all of Reba's family pieced out, he and I went downstairs and played some Mario Kart, which Mario Kart 8 on Switch, not a bad time. Like I had a lot of fun playing that, and Reba came down and hung out with us. She's like, "Why don't you have this?" I'm like, "Will you play it?" She's like, "Yes, I love Mario Kart." I go, "Okay, so that'll probably be my next purchase." And then I said like that. I said that and a couple of Pro controllers. She's like, "You don't need Pro controllers. You have those Super Nintendo ones." I'm like, "This is why I keep you around, because I completely forgot about those because I never use them anymore."
You know, what you mean, the 8-bit ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Because like I don't take them to work because I don't have a guaranteed long amount of time where I can get it all set up and play with it.
Yeah.
So I just don't use them. Whereas like when I was working at urgent care, I'd have it like set up like in a way that patients didn't see it, and I'd just have the controller under the desk and I would be playing. But third shift at a trauma center is not the best place for that.
Yeah, no, it's understandable. Like I was just playing today. Before we started, I was playing Zelda, cleaning up some Korok seeds, and I'd use my 8-bit do because the Pro controller died at work.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to use it, and I was like, man, this controller feels really good.
It feels real good.
Really, really good. Like, I mean, I can understand how people think it, like, would say, like, if you have larger hands, it's a bit small. So that's why you have to shout out to 8-bit do. You got to get their newer controller, which is coming out like in a month. Which is like kind of the same thing, but it's got the handles like a PlayStation controller. And have you seen anything about it?
Mm-mm.
Dude, this thing's going to be awesome. It's got a removable, chargeable battery pack. You're going to be able to map your own buttons. You're going to be able to map macros to buttons. So like you can put sequences of button presses.
So you're telling me 8-bit do made the Switch Elite control? Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much. Like this thing dropped off the planet. Like they announced it and it was supposed to come out like late last year. And everybody's like, where'd it go? And now they just threw up the pre-orders, and you can pre-order. I think it's under $50. It's about the price of our 8-bit dues, the one that we have, the SF30 and the SM30. But it is like so much more. And I'm like, man, I'm going to throw one of these on my Christmas lists. Like, it just looks good to have on your Switch. And I think it also has like turbo, if you want like a turbo. Like if you're trying to play Blazing Chrome and, you don't want to have to.
You don't have to do.
Yeah, you can just, hold it down or whatever. But for me, like I love their controllers. I haven't had any problems. I've heard some issues here or there where like their controller stopped working after a while, and people have a hard time getting answers from them, which sucks. Mm-hmm. It's like like customer service. Like if a person buys your controller, it should not stop working after 30 days.
Agreed.
Like especially like a $50 controller. So you need to they need to step up their game as far as customer service goes. But the controller looks awesome. I'm probably, like I said, put one on the Christmas list. And then Jason just bought their USB port to be able to use controllers on other things, and he's loving it. So
wait. So I could use the 8-bit do on
your PS4. Use it on Xbox.
That just man.
Yeah. You just got to buy the little adapter that plugs in the USB.
And if you buy the little adapter, you can use it on your mini Super Nintendo and NES.
Oh,
you can use
that's
it on
what he uses it for.
You can also use it on a like your Wii and Wii U Virtual Console too, if you still have those hooked up somewhere. So it's pretty universal, as they say.
I don't know if you can hear me.
It's sad that they discontinued the ones we have, the SF30s, but now they have like the new Game Boy version. Yeah. Like there's a Game Boy version out there, which actually
looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. So I was actually going to pick up another 8-bit Do controller because I love them so much, but then I'm like, I'm going to wait for the newer one.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you might as well just wait this time.
Yeah, I'll probably get that USB adapter, and I'll look at the new one just to see what it is. But I have 3 of them. I feel like if I shouldn't pick up another one unless I have the possibility of more people coming.
3 of them?
I got a 2-pack of Super Nintendo ones that were on sale. And then I have one that's a Super Famicom one.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Which, because when I had a Super Nintendo, I would look at like GamePro or EGM, and they would show pictures of like the Japanese one that had the multicolored buttons rather than just the gray and purple. And I'm like, why can't we have that? And now I have that.
How'd that go again, Matt?
Why can't we have that?
It's called the 8-bit Do SN30 Pro Plus. That's the controller.
Okay.
So they have a black one, they have a standard, just like blue buttons one, and then they have a maroon face buttons one. So I'd try and go for the black one personally to match my.
If there's a maroon one, that was the original Famicom one, I think, right?
$50.
The maroon one is the Game Boy one, I think, right?
Well, I think the original Famicom.
Okay, yeah, the maroon and gold one, I think, is the Famicom one.
It's just I'll drop it in the chat because I'm at it right now. But it's just the face buttons are maroon, and then the face buttons on the regular they're 2 gray ones. One's got maroon face buttons for X, Y, B, and A, and then the other one have like a grayish blue, and then the black one has just black.
Okay.
So, yeah, it looks really good, and for you can pre-order it for $50.
It's sexy.
I mean, if you're looking, I can't praise them enough as far as a controller that feels sturdy, is responsive, it's third party, holds a great charge. Like
it really does.
The charge on these things lasts forever. I don't feel like I'm doing damage to it when I'm playing and stuff like that. Like I was saying, I beat Zelda with it. Like I have a Zelda stand at work, so I hook I'll decide to go on break, boom, hook everything up, fire it up, turn on my 8-bit Do, and sit there and play Zelda with it while I'm on my lunch break, and it's awesome. The motion control works really well. Like the buttons on the top are in a perfect spot. Like it's just a great controller if you're looking for something that's has a little bit more functionality than a Joy-Con, but is not as expensive as a Pro controller. But in the Pro controller's defense, if you ain't paying for it and it's on a Christmas list, that's the way to go. I have a Pro controller because my parents bought it for me for Christmas, not this past year, but the year before, 2017 when I bought my Switch. That is a good controller. That's a good controller. But anyways, I digress.
So also that night, he's way better at Binding of Isaac than I am, and he literally started firing that up, and I saw that he had Cuphead, and I'm like, have you played Cuphead? He's like, no. I go, let's play Cuphead. He's like, that's 2-player. I'm like, yes. So we played Cuphead co-op, and we basically beat the entire first island, and we got to the point where I'm like, okay, so we could start the second island, or if you wanted to try and go back and get like some A+ ranks, we could do that too. So he decided, well, let's go get an A+ rank. So we did that, and it was nice. It was nice to watch someone get completely frustrated with something, but still not want to stop. But we eventually just got. And then after that, I'm like, okay, so I picked up this new game on Switch that that you should check out because he's a Binding of Isaac fan, and I'm gonna tell you guys about it. But I want to set this up real quick because I think this is really weird. This is the opening story to the game. When you turn on the game, this is what you get. Elected on vague promises of lower taxes and more beer, his true colors began to show immediately upon his inauguration. Been there before. The mayor's first executive orders were a massive raise on taxes and a one-time confiscation of all alcoholic beverages. He stated that the confiscation was so he could throw the mother of all ragers for his constituents. But in reality, there was like only one keg and a bag of tortilla chips. It was super lame. He used the money and extra booze to fund private army of goons happy to carry out his every nefarious bidding. Before long, the city had fallen into a state of chaos, but there was still hope. A secretive organization known only as the Resistance has been formed to fight back against the mayor's tyrannical leadership. And that is where our tale begins. It's called Streets of Rogue.
Yeah, I've seen that. Okay.
This game, let me tell you how bonkers this game is. You have, I think you choose from 8 characters. Each one has like a set of traits, its own set of like pros, cons, and immediate adversaries in the world. You can unlock a total of 24. Like you're gonna unlock 16 other characters. I like how this world has it makes a reference to the Crips and the Bloods, where there are two gangs. One is called the Crapes and one is called the Bloods. And if you start out as the Crape, you have what's called a friend phone where you can use it and 2 of your buddies just show up to fight with you. You can also recruit them throughout the world. You can recruit other people. You could free gorillas and have them fight for you.
Who doesn't want to free gorillas?
Right. And then if you free a gorilla, it unlocks the gorilla as a playable character. This game is really fun. It has some problems. I will say that I would like it if it was more than just the 8-bit textures that it is, because it's very like 10 years ago indie game pixel art. But it's heavily system based, and the roguelike aspects of it, it uses some of the better ones. I think there's more. You can unlock traits that you can activate and deactivate throughout your playthrough. You can unlock other characters. You can level up with said character. I'm not sure what leveling up with your character does, but if you pick one character, like if you level up a bunch with the Crepe, that level does not carry over if you're going to use the soldier or the gorilla or the scientist or the comedian or the hacker.
Comedian.
Like you unlock the comedian by using a banana peel to kill somebody. It's genius little touches like that I just find so endearing. And then the comedian's little trait is you can walk up and tell someone a joke, and that either brings them on your side or it offends them. Now, the dialogue when he tells a joke is the same, and it makes me giggle because you walk up to someone and go derpy 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 derp, and they either like you or they want to kill you. Which is fun. But yeah, I really like this game now. The problems come when there's slavery in the game. You are not a slave master, but you encounter them and you can purchase them or you can kill the slave masters to free the slaves. I kill the slave masters every time because fuck them. That's just my tendency. I've only gotten to the second actual world, but on the way through it, a zombie outbreak happened, and what I really liked was the fact that everybody, they don't care, they're indiscriminate. If they see you, they will come after you. If they see an NPC, they will go after the NPC. And those NPCs wake back up, and all of a sudden, the longer you stay in that world, the more hostility you have to deal with. You can blow up walls. You can poison air vents. The hacker can hack terminals to set traps for people that are hostile, or just anybody in general, because why not? There's a lot to it. It's really fun. I think it's on PS4 or it's coming to PS4. I haven't looked.
We got Streets of Rogue.
Streets of Rogue.
Yeah, it's on PS4.
I think it was. I think it's 50. It's either $15 or $20. I chose to pick that up on Switch because I wanted to play that game on the go. I may actually look into getting it on PS4 just to see how much I enjoy more of it. The game it's fun as hell. If things go bad, they go bad in ways that, like, Helldivers went bad. You can play 2-player co-op. I don't know if it's online or just local, but he and Alex and I played local, and we spent a lot of time laughing while we were doing that.
Nice.
Because he decided when we unlocked the gorilla, he's like, I want to be a gorilla, but he like really role played as the gorilla, and he wanted to kill everybody indiscriminately. So like he was me in the Division 1 moves. He would just run after people regardless. Like he would just run to the nearest living thing and fight it. And the next thing you know, you see 4 or 5 people on him. He's like, I regret everything I just did. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna let you suffer for a while. But then eventually the AI realizes, oh, these two are together. He needs to die too. So yeah, shenanigans ensued. I like that game. I will continue to play it. Last night I fired up the Division 2 in hopes of starting to finish off getting my gear score to 500. And in a bout of gamer entitlement impatience, I got to 10% into that first loading screen. I'm like, don't want to do this. So I shut it down and I played The Binding of Isaac.
I will tell you, its loading is like fucking ridiculous.
It's still ridiculous. I mean, I didn't mind it at first because I would start up and then I would like go to the bathroom or grab something to drink.
Most of those games are like that though, because Destiny's loading is like ridiculous too. You know, I think it's just that, I don't know if it's just that style of game requires like because you're not just loading stuff onto your console, you're loading into stuff on server side and stuff too. So I mean,
right.
Like, it's just and
the loading when you're going from like mission to mission and stuff like that isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Like once you get past that initial loading screen, it's not bad. It's just like you're sitting there. But my problem is like now it's like it shows 10% for forever.
Yeah.
And it just fast forwards to like 96 and then you're like, boop, oh, I'm in. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And or like when it's loading like for you to join somebody's squad when you're going to do like the dailies and it's like it loads all the way up to 96% and then it sits there for like half a minute to a minute and you're like, what? Like load screens it's 2019. Why are load screens still not showing the legit time?
Right.
I've done that. I've done what you've done before though, Matt, where like Destiny is taking too long to load and I just close it out and just turn on like I turn on my Switch and like play something while I'm watching the Giant Bomb Premium app on Xbox. So I'm just like, I can't.
We've all been there because I'll do the same thing. Like I'll be loading into Destiny and I'll be like, and so I'll just shut it down. I'll be like, it's almost bedtime. I'll just farm in Bloodborne for a while.
Well, yeah, it was like the most Tom Haverford from Parks and Rec moment where I'm like, this is America. I want it now.
Yeah. And now it's like it's like in Destiny, it's even worse now because there's new events going on every week. So it loads up to a screen that says, these are the events for this week. And then it starts the loading process. I'm like, so it's like double the load time. I'm like, come on, I just want to play.
Yeah. But anyway, I misspoke. I actually started up Spelunky. That old chestnut. I decided I'll just see how far I can get in Spelunky.
What was that on your? Was that on your dirty old Vita? Or did you play it on PS4?
I played on PS4, and I actually got to hell my first attempt. I was like, all right. I didn't finish the game, but I died in hell, and I'm like, okay. Let's play something else. And I saw Binding of Isaac. I'm like, all right, let's see how the rogue gods are treating me. And I actually started and beat Binding of Isaac. Midway through that run, Ahmed joined, or he hopped on, invited me to a party. He's like, hey, want to play something? I'm like, okay. Let me just finish my run in Binding of Isaac. And then he starts his shit talk. He's like, oh, but you suck. Just die. It's fine. I'm like, normally I'd agree with you, but I haven't died yet. So I want to go till I die. And while he and I were talking, I'm like, oh yeah, I just finished the Binding of Isaac. He's like, no, you didn't. I go, yeah, I did.
Nice. Put him in his damn place.
And then we decided to do some more Neo co-op. And we basically went through the first 3 territories on Way of the Demon, which is like New Game plus. We had a lot of fun doing that. And then I played a little Mario Maker before I went to bed. And now I'm here with you guys. So that's everything I played.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good time.
It was a productive weekend. I'm still shocked at just how much I played. But now, what do you say we do some questions? We've got a few this week.
I guess we could do that.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah. So the man, the myth, the legend, Deshaun Malone starts us off this week.
What's up, Sean?
Deshaun Malone.
What was the last major twist in a game that took you by surprise?
To be honest, probably the Knights of the Republic twist, or the twist in Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. And that was like, I don't know how long ago was those games.
Yeah,
like 20 years ago.
Those games were a long time ago. Almost 20. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know, but there's also a lot of games that I like haven't finished that have twists that I know. But I mean, like, in the age of the internet, you're so spoiled by everything, like almost instantly, to the point where it's almost unheard of to have a nice surprise, So.
Right. Well, a lot of the time, like a twist isn't something that necessarily takes you by surprise, because reading this question, I thought of, and I know this is, go with me on this one, I thought of the most recent Spider-Man game. Anybody who knows anything about Spider-Man, especially if you saw Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2, what's going to happen. But I thought the way that they did the whole Dr. Octopus arc in Insomniac Spider-Man was done really, really well. And then when it kind of like shifts on you, it shifts in a way that you start to see it happening organically. And I liked the way they did that. Mm-hmm. Did it surprise me? No, because I know.
If you know anything about Spider-Man at all,
if you see it coming, you're probably. Maybe the twist is, oh wait, you're working with him. And if you haven't read the comic books, you can be surprised by that with how close they're working together. But the only thing I can even begin to think of is the twist at the end of Braid.
The revelation?
Yeah. Where you find that you're not the hero. Mm-hmm. Spoiler alert for a 12-year-old game.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, you find that, wait a minute, you are the, it basically explicitly says, oh, you're the asshole in this. You caused all of this. You did all this. This is all your fault.
Ooh.
And I I mean, that was a surprise. It made me like sit back and go, huh, that's a way to tell a story. I mean, I guess like the end of Limbo was a pretty good, but it's not explicit. I feel like that's a way to interpret Limbo. Moose, you have any?
He's thinking.
I would just have to agree with the Spider-Man one.
Okay.
Like the end, like what they did, like it's kind of shocking. I like media where it gets to be more like permanent and more shocking. Not necessarily shocking, but more like anti-happy ending. Not that I don't like a happy ending, but it's like, sorry, but like life doesn't always work out for the hero.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't always. Doesn't always wrap up in a bow.
Right, exactly. So there's got to be some loss somewhere, and so Spider-Man was good. I like that a lot. Definitely looking forward to the sequel. Because they're sure as shit going to be making one. Like Marvel's going to be like, "Hey, Insomniac, you're making Spider-Man games for the rest of your life."
Yeah,
which might not be a bad thing because
might not be a bad thing. I mean, if they're going to throw money, do it. Yeah,
they did a damn good job, and they just did a great job. But I don't know. I know maybe Last of Us, like the decision made in The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Spoilers for a 6-year-old game.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see that being like, oh, okay, so this is the route we're going. Like, it doesn't even allow you. I think it was cool. It is in like it. You might think you have a choice, like most games, but you don't. Like the main character makes a choice, and you have to like play it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't. Like that's the only route you can go. Like he made the choice. You can't change it. It's not like Skyrim where you're like, oh, I'll just go do this instead. Like no,
right?
Like, but that's pretty much it. Like, I'm sure there's some other ones. Just,
I mean, the original BioShock, the way the guy helping you turns out to be the villain.
Yeah.
I mean, that I don't know if I was surprised by that. Of course, it's been 12 years. So.
I did like the surprise twist in Far Cry New Dawn, where your character from Far Cry 5 is actually in New Dawn, and is actually like one of the people that can help you throughout. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool how they incorporated that. So that was a nice touch for the developers to be like, hey, you loved I love Far Cry 5. You like Far Cry 5? Well, here's your character. But what was interesting is like they made it kind of it wasn't like specific on whether it was, a male or female person. Like it just they've got a mask on, they're wearing like a bodysuit, so you can't really tell their figure, because it's like a lot of, you could have played a male or a female when you're in Far Cry 5. So I thought that was cool too. But that had some good twists and turns, those two games for Far Cry. I thought they had some good ones. But I don't know. Corey?
I mean, I guess. I mean, if Neo was structured more in a story-centric way, there's kind of a twist at the end. Like the guy you're chasing is not actually who you're chasing, or I mean, he's chasing you, but like you're chasing him, but you find out that he's not the one in command here. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Let's
well, hold on. What about Bloodborne? And like the whole revelation from the old hunters, where it's like you're not good people.
Right.
Hunters are not like, you know.
Well, I also think that there's enough of that in the story proper that like there's nobody getting out of this in a good light.
Yeah, but I mean, like when you first started, you're just like, oh, I just just coming to this town, looking for the blood to like cure myself, and then you're just finding out like shit's going sideways, and
you're like, oh, I'm shitty, and the reason this spun into play is because everybody involved is actually really shitty.
Yeah, so I think that was pretty cool. You're not really expecting that, like Dark Souls, like you're just you're just trying to fucking save a world that like I think we've discussed this before.
Yeah.
Like Dark Souls, I'm just like, why would you save this world? Like why am I doing this? Like everybody wants to kill me. And like, everybody that I meet that's still human.
And I'm supposed to keep this shit going?
Yeah, like turns bad, wants to kill you, motherfucking Patches.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that's like a ray of sunshine is Solaire, who's only in like the first one. So
yeah, like that's why he's my favorite character in that series.
You're just like, I guess the one twist ending and the one ending in Dark Souls 3 where you could like actually just like I liked spoilers for Dark Souls 3, motherfuckers. You could go completely bad.
Whoa.
Take over, everything. Like instead of like sacrificing yourself to continue the cycle, like you can pretty much be like, nope, I'm the one in charge now.
Here is the off button.
Exactly. Here's the off button. It's done. There is no continuous cycle. So
nope. You scatter this shit to the quantum fucking wind. Yep. And hopefully one day we all come together to start over better. So yeah, let's move on to the next one because Deshaun never does one question.
That's true.
He says, "Oh hey,
got multiple parts.
Oh hey, another question. What is the most embarrassing in parentheses good game you've never played? Movie you've never seen, and song you've never heard."
Sounds like those last two questions. I'm just a walking embarrassment. So yep.
I
don't, man.
Let's everybody do game first.
Yeah, I don't really know if there's like.
I mean, I don't know if it's embarrassing that I've never played a Half-Life game.
I've never played Half-Life either.
I've never played System Shock.
I've never played those either.
Never played that Pokemon. Never played a Pokemon game.
I mean, they said good though.
That's true.
Come at me, Pokemon fans. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't know if those games are good because, after all, I've never played them.
Yeah, I've never played Half-Life.
I mean, I've never played Final Fantasy VII.
You haven't played any of the Final Fantasy games, have you?
I've played 1 through 3.
I've
not played.
I've played like 2 hours of Final Fantasy VII. I'm like, yeah. I've never played Metal Gear.
Never played Chrono Trigger.
I've never played Chrono Trigger either.
I've never played Chrono Trigger either.
I've never. If you name a popular game on Super Nintendo, I've probably never played it. I think the only games I've ever played on Super Nintendo were Turtles in Time, Mario Kart, Super Mario World, and Super Metroid. I've only played about a quarter of A Link to the Past because I was doing some video stuff on it, and then my PC died and I couldn't finish it, and I was like, why would I finish it now at this point? So but I'll finish it at some point. I just
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'll get there. I just I don't know. I guess that's it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, anything. I mean, whether or not things are good is are different. Like, I haven't played any of the Divinity games, but I want to play them. I'm not embarrassed that I haven't played them. I just haven't had time. I mean, I feel like if any of us were were doing this and there were like severe gaps in our play history. Like, there's obvious, like for example, like Corey is super young compared to Moose and I. If we were going to
throw us under the bus like that, man. You can't
just
say
well, hear
Corey's
me out.
young.
Hear me out.
Say
Hear me
Corey's
out.
young
But
compared.
like I don't think Moose and I would be correct in saying, "Oh, you've never played the original Diablo. What the fuck is wrong with you?"
I did play the original Diablo.
No, but I'm throwing out an example, Corey. It's the oldest game I can think of that Moose and I have played, and there's a very potentially.
How young do you think I am?
You're 25. I don't know.
I'm 32.
Oh, fuck off! I just an example. It's hypothetical. I'm not like trying to. None of this is real right now.
You're not
I'm
real.
just saying. I'm right.
We're 3 fools on the internet talking about video games.
Yeah, like but I'm not going to sit here and say that like it is wrong for us to have missed games, because at the time where some of these games we have mentioned came out, like we were all kids. It's not like we could be up on everything all the time. Because
very true. I only got games for like my birthday and Christmas and like maybe once in a blue moon, you know, like I had to like hope to God that like Simpsons Bart versus the World was a good game.
Yeah.
You know? And guess what? It was not. I had to hope that like Adventures of Tom Sawyer was a good game, and guess what? No. So, know what was good though? Turtles, the arcade game.
It was. Turtles, the arcade game was a good time.
And Mutants in Manhattan, the follow-up.
Okay, so let's not pick on Corey too much, because there are a lot of movies that he's not seen, and I feel like if we're just gonna if this is a time where Moose and I are gonna go hard on him, we are further disrespecting it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Most
Moose, how about you? Are there any good movies that you are embarrassed to not have seen?
No. Seen all the ones I wanted to see, and I just don't give a shit if you're like, oh, I can't believe you hadn't seen the movie. I can't even think of any that are like really, really good that I'm like, I've never seen.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to go like old school. Like, I will be honest, I've never saw a Streetcar Named Desire. That's like the only one I can think of that I'm like maybe slightly embarrassed that I haven't seen that. So, I mean, that's it. I don't know. Whatever.
Moose is he just can't be embarrassed.
No, I can be, obviously, but I just don't like, as far as like not seeing a movie, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. Well, we all know that I don't really care about seeing movies.
Oh, for sure we know that you don't.
Right. I've not seen Endgame, and I'm not going to see Endgame because I don't want to see Endgame. And spoiler alert, I'm not embarrassed about it. I've not seen Avatar because I didn't want to see Avatar.
Oh god, that was the longest snooze fest of my life.
So I think it becomes more about what you're into than
Might also be a popular,
anything else.
you know, like what people think you should see. Like I feel embarrassed not playing some of the games I mentioned, you know, because it's like, oh, they're really good games and I should play them. But like, you know, with movies, it's like, whatever.
I mean, people give me crap all the time because of the movies I have never seen too. So I mean, but like,
how do you play video games and not like Game of Thrones, Corey? How does that work?
I know. I know. I mean, that kind of stuff comes up all the time too. Like, The Goonies, for example, is a movie that comes up a lot that I've never seen. And it's like, but you play video games and you like all this stuff. I'm like, I don't care, and I'm not going to get the same appreciation out of the Goonies at 32 that I would have when I was like 8 either.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would I think it's why so many people like enjoy Stranger Things, right? And that's just something that I just didn't enjoy watching, right? Because like it has so much of that nostalgia that people want from something like that I just don't have, right?
Yeah.
I have no
and
nostalgia.
it's also still a new thing at the same time.
Right. And it's just like I don't have any nostalgia for Ghostbusters or the Goonies or Back to the Future or like any of these movies, right? Because I've just never seen them, you know, and you know, I guess partially my fault, but at the same time I'm just like I don't really care.
Yeah.
You know, and it's to the point where like it's almost to the point where people say so many things to me about those movies that I just like I'm kind of just not seeing them out of spite now because like people are just like, you haven't seen it? Yeah, and I'm not going to because you keep doing this to me. So
well, I remember when I was in X-ray school, there was a girl at my clinical site. Her name was Tu, and we were talking about Star Wars. I was talking to one of the hospital employees about Star Wars, and Tu goes, "What are you guys talking about?" And we said Star Wars. She's like, "Oh, I've never seen that." My classmate Eli, like super hardcore Star Wars fan, like read every book. Like he immediately goes, "How have you not?" And I'm like, "Yo, stop." Like I'm like, just because someone hasn't seen something doesn't mean you have the right to rake them over the coals for it. Now, as someone who genuinely loves Star Wars, I am not going to tell someone who hasn't seen it that they need to see it. Because what if they don't like fucking science fiction? What if they don't like that sort of thing?
And that's like the thing with me too is like I've seen all the Star Wars movies, but it's like I'm not like in a big hurry to go see the new one, right? Like I'll see it when it comes to whatever the Disney Plus thing when it comes, right? Like I just it's just one of those things that like, yeah, I went and saw episode 7 when it came out, but it was more of like a curiosity thing than like I'm a huge fan, right? And it was like, yeah, it was fine, you know, like that's how I feel about those movies. They're fine.
Yeah.
You know? So
yeah. I mean, I've not seen the Han Solo movie, and that's probably the only one I will continue to not see because that doesn't sound interesting.
See, like
I don't think Han Solo is that interesting of a character. I don't know why he's getting his own movie.
As someone who like doesn't really care about Star Wars, like out of all the new movies, I think that I think Solo was the most surprising to me, as in terms of like, oh, I actually really liked that movie. It is like, whatever. I actually watched it again on Netflix like a couple weeks ago because it's just like, I don't know. It's not like a great movie by any stretch, but I'm like, oh, that was
all right.
That was better than I expected it to be, and that was better than the internet said it was. So,
yeah.
I don't know. But then again, like everybody said, Rogue One was amazing. I'm like, was it? It was fine. And Darth Vader murders everyone at the end. That was cool, but like, I thought it was kind of long and like.
I could tell you why I think Rogue One was really good, but that's just why I think it was good. You know, my buddy Jason he spends a lot of time shitting on movies that I like, and I'm like, but you're not thinking about it this way. You're thinking about it the way that makes your opinion okay, and rather than what's actually there.
Yeah.
And both opinions are valid because they're opinions. So song you've never heard.
Oh, jeez. Anything in the last like decade I haven't listened to because I don't listen to the radio. I listen to podcasts, so
yeah. Like I've still not heard. I mean, most of there's probably like a couple of pop rock songs that I've not heard that I should be embarrassed of not heard, but can I think of them right now? No idea. Um, I mean, I'm not embarrassed to still not have listened to Lil Nas X's Old Town Road in its entirety.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's
All
not
that-
great. I don't know why people love it.
All those words just sounded like a jumbled mess.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I started listening to the song. I'm like, this is boring. Out.
Was all that like a song name, or was there an artist in there?
Lil Nas X is the artist. Old Town Road is the song. In fact, I'll tell you one song.
Lil Nas X sounds like a rapper.
Well, because
Old Town Road sounds like a country song.
Oh well, yeah. I like your powers of deduction because it is a rap country song.
Oh.
And it has set the internet ablaze of recently because white people are saying it's cowboy appropriation, which is fucking rich.
What does that even mean?
Exactly.
What does that even mean?
Exactly. And I think Lil Nas X has come out as gay, and that has pissed people off.
Sometimes I'm really embarrassed to be white.
I quote Frank Zappa a lot. I'm not black, but there are whole lots of times I wish I wasn't white.
Can we invent a new race called clear? We're just clear people.
But we're not clear. You can't see through us.
Did you ever see that famous line in Space Jam? Bill Murray's like, Larry's not white. Larry's clear. That's why he's good at basketball, because he's not white. He's clear. Movie reference, everybody. Write that down.
Space Jam. Damn it. I'll tell you a song I am embarrassed to actually be unable to get out of my head, and that is Billie Eilish's "Bad Guy." I wish that song would stay out of my brain, but it can't.
I don't even think I've ever heard it.
You know what? I'll tell you right now. I'm not telling you not to listen to it because it's bad. I'm telling you not to listen to it because it will stay in your head forever.
Dude, the only music I hear anymore is at work, and it's usually like late 80s, early 90s, like love ballads. It's just like, it's like a lot of Whitney Houston.
Power ballads.
It's a lot of Whitney Houston and Corey Hart and
Poison,
Prince.
Every rose has its thorn.
Poison. Yeah, it's a lot of that. So, yeah.
Moose, any thoughts here?
Mm-mm.
Moose is like, I want to go to bed.
Okay. No, songs are just like, not that I'm embarrassed to not listen to, just that I haven't listened to. Like,
I feel like a lot of these things are about taste too.
Yeah, I think that's like the entirety of the Beatles collection. I just don't like the Beatles. Mm-hmm. The only album I listen to of theirs is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band. Like, that's the only album I will listen to that they've done.
Don't tell my wife, but I don't really care for the Beatles.
You're more than welcome to that, which is fine.
I mean, a few songs, but it's like, like every summer, like everybody's got like one or two songs that you could listen to if you don't really care for their music too.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I would say like every artist, if they're any good, has a song that even if you don't like them, you could listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Because not so great artists tend to not have that.
Yeah.
I got nothing else, to be honest. Beatles.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, Hendrix Pasternak. I was just wondering. Friend. I mean, I wish I'd hang out with Hendrix. Call me. I was just wondering how the rest of 2019 is shaping up. What are y'all excited for? Also, what are you jamming out to these days? Let's handle the first question first. What are we excited for? I mean, I'm pretty sure we're all excited for Astral Chain.
I'm excited for Death Stranding, Borderlands 3. I am excited, even though it is a probably 11-year-old game. I'm excited for the port of Castle Crashers, PS4.
Yeah, me too.
Which I'm excited for that.
Link's Awakening. It's the only Zelda game I've not played, except for Link Between Worlds.
Link's Luigi's Mansion. I'm very excited for.
Yeah, that's on my radar. I won't say I'm not like turned off by it, but I'm like, hey, this looks pretty cool. Let's see where it goes.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, I really love the first game, so like
Same.
that's why I'm excited for this one. You know, like I Luigi's Mansion is not a game that most people are gonna like buy Switches for, right? I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not that game, but like for me, I'm excited, and I want the Joy-Con. I think the Joy-Cons look cool. They're purple and orange, so.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it reminds me of when I went and bought a GameCube, or my parents got me a GameCube, and my mom told my dad, and she's like, "Hey, take him. He can buy 2 games and a controller." And I bought the orange controller and Luigi's Mansion and Tony Hawk 3, and the orange and purple Joy-Con remind me of like the controller I bought for my purple GameCube.
It's also isn't that the 2 colors of the GameCube, orange and purple?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, yeah, that's what it reminds me of, like when I got my GameCube. So, you know, it's just one of those things.
Well, and I think the only other color they released a GameCube in was that orange one, right?
They released a black one too.
Okay.
So, but I have my purple one. So,
yeah, I have Borderlands 3 and Death Stranding, both pre-ordered. I'm actually really excited to play Judgment. I am going to slice out some time this year to play that. I mean, indie-wise, like, I mean, I'm excited to play Castle Crashers again. Moose has, through osmosis, gotten me really hyped for Children of Morta.
I'm excited for King of Cards to finally come out. The last Shovel Knight expansion. So,
which I'll automatically get on PS4, which will be nice.
Yeah.
Right.
I think there's some like indies that are like, are they coming out? Are they not? What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, this was announced for this year, but hey, if they need more time to polish that,
get it good.
Just do your thing. Don't this shit where like people like crowdfund a game on Kickstarter and then fans are like, oh, it's been a year, where's the game? It's been 2 years, where's the game? Fuckers have to develop the goddamn game, assholes.
Well, see, I think the people that are getting the most angry didn't back them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, because I think a lot of the people, like with Bloodstained, a lot of people complaining about it. I'm not going to say they weren't backers, but I know as a backer, like, I got constant updates. Like, for a while it was weekly, then it like they're like, okay, so we're hitting this part of development where we kind of need all hands on deck.
Focus, yeah.
So we're gonna scale back the updates to monthly. And like, they let us know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Children of Morta, they announced that it's going to be late summer. So yeah. I'm thinking like August, September. And then Blasphemous, they updated around E3. They actually put out a trailer for the game. Mm-hmm. Like not a Kickstarter trailer, like an actual trailer for the game. And so it's like, okay, that's cool. So that means they're moving along quite nicely. But like I said, and like the gameplay looks faster than what I anticipated it to be, which is not a problem. I was just like, oh, that's awesome. So looking forward to that. Medieval.
Pixel art animation is very fluid.
In what?
In that game. In Children of Morta.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Like, it's just, that game, I think it's just going to be a really, really good indie. I really do. And I'm hoping it is.
And you're excited for Medieval, right?
I am. Like, I enjoyed the game on PlayStation, so it'll be cool to see the remaster as well. And then I don't think, like, unless there's, like, a stealth launch, like, oh, hey, here's our game, boom, dropped. Or, like, which would probably be an indie, like, AAA isn't going to do that. But, like, unless an indie comes out during the winter months, there's really nothing I'm looking forward to. So, like, I'm all about, like, I'll be all about Borderlands 3 when it drops. So
the last thing I'm super excited for is Spelunky 2, because I have a problem.
Was that?
I have several actually, but
well, yeah. Was that stated this year? They don't have a release date. It's just 2019, right?
They, I think it was. I think at E3 last year or at some conference last year, they said 2019, and then earlier this year they said summer.
Yeah,
or there have been rumors that it was summer. I mean, Derek, Moss Mouth, release the game when you can. Do what you got to do. Like I would love it now, but if I have to wait, I will wait.
Waiting is fine, and I don't think like that's an issue. Just like a better game later's way better than a shit game now. So I'm not saying that the game is crap. It's just let them polish it, let the best game come out, and then you can launch into that one and have another fucking heroin hit.
Yeah. As for what I am jamming out to these days, specifically a lot of this band on Behind My Left Shoulder, Stereolab, the last three over here. I've been listening to a lot of their stuff lately. They've started remastering and reissuing their albums in really good pressings. The three I actually have right now are the three compilations that they released in the mid '90s that were called Switched On, and they're one of my favorite bands of all time. I think they're like if there were a list of 10 bands that say this is how you make a taste like Matt's, I think Stereolab would be one of them. Their music is influenced by a lot, but it doesn't really sound a lot like who they're influenced by, which is really cool. I'm not really going to try and describe it because I feel like it's better if I just say I really like it and check it out. If you like it, great. If you don't, whatever. Also, I've been listening to a lot of Dire Straits lately. Specifically the album Love Over Gold.
Okay.
I think that's probably my favorite album of theirs. And I think it's one of the more underrated ones in their discography. I think Industrial Disease is a way better song than people give it credit for. And I love the way Mark Knopfler plays guitar. I love the way he plays a very chord-based style. From what I know about guitar playing, I might be wrong. It seems to be very chord-based rather than just picking and strumming. And the way that that album and that song specifically are produced, I like the way that the different styles of guitar are layered over each other. And then also I've been listening to a lot of Chance the Rapper. His albums are finally getting put out on vinyl this year, so you know what I did. And he has two mixtapes that were before his I guess all three of his albums are technically mixtapes. But Coloring Book was kind of a breakout for him in 2016. Prior to that, I had heard Acid Rap, which was in 2012, I think, or 2013. I don't remember the year, but I had never heard his first mixtape called 10 Day. And all three of those albums are really, really good. I'm excited for his new one, which is called The Big Day. So yeah. Moose, what are you listening to?
I've fallen back into Ghost a little bit, so I've been listening to that. Weirdly, AWOL Nation. I don't know. Had a hankering for that, I guess. And then still listening to Duel and Lopan. So I got that going. I don't think the next new thing I'll be listening to is the Tool album, which is supposed to come out in August. And then, like, as we get into August, I'll probably start listening to Beck again because I'm going to see him on the 25th. So I want to, Like I like his stuff. I love all
Yeah.
his stuff. So he's a great artist, and it's just crazy listening to like his first album and then his latest album. You're just like, it's quite the transformation there, buddy. Which is not a problem. You know, is what it is.
Wow.
People's music. See, that was always my problem. Is like, I kind of say it, but then like I get upset when like the Black Keys and like Band of Skulls, like they're not like as garage rock as I when I started listening to them. Like they started getting like really weird, and it almost sounds like they're trying to like change their sound to kind of be like the next U2. Like Kings of Leon did that. Like I was like, Jesus Christ, guys! Like what the fuck are you doing? Like just play rock and roll, you know? And so, but like you know, Metallica caught shit for the Load album where it was like, well, this is completely different than you know, like whatchamacallit, Injustice for All, or even
Or the Black Album. Or...
Black Album. Well, the Black Album they caught a lot of shit for, but it's like, you know.
Oh well, yeah, but anytime anything is popular, of course that artist is going to catch shit from its fans because they're like, no, we made music that a lot of people happen to like.
Yeah, tough shit.
Tell them what you want.
So, I don't know. Just I think I don't even know. I've been kind of on an autopilot with the playlist lately. I have dabbled. I've gone back to Metallica and listened to some of their stuff, like when they played with the symphony, the San Francisco Symphony, which was nice. And then
I like that S&M album.
Yeah, the S&M.
I really do.
I do like the Garage Inc. album. And there's been talks that there might be a volume 2. Who knows? We don't know. Whatever. But like that's pretty much what I've been jamming to. Like nothing like new releases that I haven't mentioned before. Like Lopan and Duel have new albums out, and so does not the Traveler, but Traveler, which came out like that came out in like February or whatever. That Captain Canada turned me on to. That's a good album if you like classic rock. Not classic rock, but like older metal / rock. Like it's like definitely got like an Iron Maiden type.
Yeah, it has a good early 80s.
Yeah, like it's really good stuff. So, and then
but it also doesn't feel like they're trying to make that music. They're trying to take their spin on it, which is cool.
That's about it.
I'm still listening to the new Baroness. Like, speaking of a band that has fucking changed, like
I need to get back to Baroness's latest album.
That band is still marvelous at how much they incorporate. Like, because I recently got their first album on vinyl, which was the last one of theirs that I needed to complete their discography to this point. And hearing the difference between Red and Golden Gray, it's like this band has come a long way.
And they have a new guitarist. So
cool. And they've changed guitarists along with, but also like get to your point, like nobody wants to do the same shit over and over and over and over. Like we can. It's definitely okay for an artist to try new things, and it's definitely okay for the audience to not be happy with what they've tried.
Yeah, like
but I wouldn't.
Black Keys, they came out with a new album. It's more rock and roll than it was. Like their last one was more funk. So
which is let them do it.
They're kind of moving back towards that. But
also I didn't mention I've been jamming out to a lot of Brazilian music lately. One of my favorite little movements in music history is the Tropicalia explosion from the late 60s in Brazil. And while Tropicalia kind of evokes a certain thing, like just as a word, but what the movement actually was, it was like a punk before punk thing. But the way that those artists worked was in garage psych element rather than what the late 70s would bring in punk. A lot of tape effects, a lot of reverb, a lot of fuzzy guitar. Like I've been listening to a lot of Os Mutantes and Jorge Ben, Gil Gilberto, Caetano Veloso. There's a great compilation called Tropicalia Brazilian Revolution in Sound, I think. Came out a little over a decade ago. That's a really good one-disc compilation of it. I'm pretty sure you can listen to it online somewhere. If you wanted to check out, sounds like that. It's all in Portuguese. I don't understand any of the words, but that doesn't stop the music from being utterly breathtaking in a way that, if there was more rock like that came out like that today, I think it would still be cool. Our final question from David Geddes. Hi, y'all. New listener here, and I'm happy to join the Rogue Corps. I don't know what you call yourselves. We don't really believe in labels. So thank you for being a fan. The video you ever remember?
We've got some robot Matt.
Yeah, I got some robot Matt too. But I think the question is, what is the first video game you have memories of playing?
Yeah.
So
I hear Matt fine now. He's fine. I heard him breathe real hard.
He's just sighing at his
Okay, I just didn't know if I was back yet or not. I was being patient. Sorry.
No, you are. You're back.
Okay. Well, Corey, you talk the least for that music stuff, so you first.
Well, I think I've told the story a couple times on the show, but if you're a new listener, Kaboom for Atari is the first game I really remember sitting down and playing. And I remember my dad brought home an Atari and like a bunch of games, and Kaboom was the one that we played the most together, which was hilarious because like my dad was super into the Atari and then never picked up another video game ever. Even like I even found like like an Activision Atari collection type thing on phones, and like there's like 5 free games, and Kaboom is one of the free games on phones, and I downloaded it for him, and he plays it sometimes, so it's kind of funny that like he was super into the Atari and played with me and everything. Well, I kind of watched him play because I was like 3 and didn't really know what I was doing. But and then like when I got a Nintendo and like never even touched it. I guess I had one more button and no joystick, and he just got confused. I don't know. But yeah, so Kaboom was kind of like the first game that I really remember playing. So
when I got back into video games, I remember there being a lot of extra buttons that I wasn't ready for. For a long time, I thought about saying, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yep.
Moose, what about you?
it would have to be, it was on the Atari, and it was,
So it's like 1 of 3 games. It was Pitfall.
there was a boxing game that had like the Bronx Bomber in it. And like his special move was like he would like hit you on the head and flatten you. So like there was a boxing game, and then there was a helicopter game. I think like Cobra something. I always forget the name of it, but when I look it up, I can find the name. But anyways, it was like a helicopter game where you shot forward and then also randomly drop bombs below you. And so like you had to like navigate through areas and stuff. So like
That's not Defender, is it?
no, it's not Defender. Like I can look it up, but I know what it is. I think it's got Cobra in the name. And so anyways, so it's one of those 3 games. I can't remember which one it started with first, but that's where my love of video games started. And then because my dad he brought home an Atari too, as well. I mean, and so we played that, and then me and my brother got a Nintendo for Christmas the one year. So yeah,
Okay.
that's about it.
The very first play is
Robot.
Pitfall at my cousin JR's. And I don't remember if I played that before.
Nothing but robot.
Really hold in some esteem today.
He's frozen.
He's frozen. We ain't got nothing, Matt. We love you.
Well, Matt's been playing video games forever.
It was Super Cobra. What was the name of the game?
Super Cobra?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Army of all people.
There's Matt. Yay.
All right, so that's it for questions. Thank you, everybody, for writing. Did I freeze? I don't know what's happening.
No, you're fine.
I see a goofy expression on Corey, like I'm just going to robot voice. So I feel like somebody else should just end the show since I'm liable to go liable to go robot.
Take us home. Take us home, boss.
I'll outro the show real quick.
Okay.
You can find Matt at @infinite_rewind on social media, wherever he wants to be. You can also find Moose at Sven, SVHENN, on all platforms he wants to be. You can also find him on Nerds Gone Platinum, where they talk about PlayStation and stuff, I assume.
We also have a giveaway for Dead Cells. Check out our Instagram.
Yeah, that too. Speaking of giveaways, remember Nerds Gone Rogue is giving away Astral Chain for August. Details at the top of the show. You can find me at CorianHD713 on Twitter and CorianHD on Instagram and Twitch. You can also find me around the internet. So, yeah, you can find all of our content on nerdsgonerogue.com. You can subscribe at nerdsgonerogue.com/subscribe. You can find us live on twitch.tv/nerdsgonerogue and youtube.com/nerdsgonerogue every Monday night around 8:30-ish, 8:45-ish, one of those times. So there you go. I want to thank everybody so much for watching. Thanks for writing in. Thanks for your questions. And until next time, we love you.
Banana and out.